The one.
Sound diary, voice one.
Okay.
You look back at.
Okay, so yeah, what you're referring to would have been it was an audio diary that I kept every day. So I drove every other day from Provo to Salt Lake to the Olympics. And for me, it was something that I did on the way home, driving from Salt Lake back to Provo, just to record what happened during the day, because I knew it was the chance of a lifetime to be volunteering at the Olympics. And for me, I was working closely with the French National Olympic Committee, so I was in the same building as the athletes. I was interacting with a lot of the higher ups, and so it was really fun to record that and just get down the activities that happened, because I wanted to have it for posterity. It was actually my mom's idea. I told her that I didn't see any way to keep a journal. It was going to be so busy. I was going to school full time, and I was going to be working 40 hours a week at the Olympics. There's no way that I could do it. She said, well, just do it on tape. So that's what I did. When I drove home, after every day that I worked at the Olympics, I kept that journal to make sure that I got as many details as I could, and the information would be there so that I could share it with people in the future.
What were your responsibilities as a volunteer?
My responsibilities as a volunteer, where we were kind of general purpose. We would do security. So I got to do security for the celebrity entrance, so where the athletes would come in, where VIPs and stuff, they come in, we have to check like their purses and their different things, make sure everything was kosher. We worked up in the stands, made sure people didn't have like signs that were advertising their businesses and stuff, made sure everything was kosher and everybody was doing good sportsmanship, speed and fans. We did parking, make sure people parked in the right places, and so just kind of a lot of the general stuff.
What was it like volunteering?
It was really cool. A lot of the people were from our neighborhood, and we got to do it at the speed skating oval. So you got to work with a lot of people that were in your own neighborhood, but you were working with people from all around the world. And a lot of the people that were here stayed over at the golf course. It was the Dutch. And speed skating is very big in Holland, so you had a lot of those people. You'd see them every day and talk to them, make those kind of friendships. But at the speed skating oval, it was really cool because they did have there was some downtime, so a lot of celebrities would come there and film things for late night TV shows, things like that. So you saw a lot of that as well. And it was really up close and personal with the athletes, so a lot of interaction with those guys.
This is the Utah Olympic Oval,
Where many of the Olympic events took place, this is just one of the many venues
here, that took place in the 2002 Olympics.
As you can see, because of this 2002 Olympics, it is a great place for athletes all over to train. And these people are using it.
Yep.
Okay, this is the Maverick Center. It's called the East Center. This is where they did the hockey for the Olympics. They still use this venue a lot, for hockey. The Grizzlies.
So this is another venue of the 2002 Olympics. This is the Ice Sheet in Ogden, and this is known for its curling and skating.
The Delta Center is where the speed skating, the short track, so Apollo Anton Ono, and then later in the Olympics it's where the figure skating happens. So that's where your uncle would pick up and drop off people.
Yeah, my uncle.
So figure skating was
my
was
uncle
big
in
there.
GDA.
So it's the International Broadcast Center. So everybody around the world, they set up their little headquarters there. They broadcast from the Salt Palace. lots of different things there. But it's a huge building.
There's
So,
the Salt Palace.
working as an electrician, we did a lot of stuff getting ready
Oh
for that.
boy.
People would hire us out to go get their electrical set up, get everything going. The Japanese were there a lot while we were there, and they were fun because they'd always walk over to the mall over here and buy shoes every day. Every day they'd buy new pairs of shoes.
Astronaut.
Okay, this is the Salt Lake 2002 Light the Fire Within. This is the stadium. This is the Bryce Sickles Stadium.
Bryce Sickles Stadium.
Bryce Sickles Stadium. Now it's the University of Utah Stadium. Yeah.
This was where the torch was lit and carried on the field.
Mitt Romney was the one that made the Olympics such a big success, and he led it all.
Second to top one. Can you see it says Mitt and Romney? We appreciate the generosity of Mitt and Romney.
The theory that looks pretty true, looks like it was probably what happened. The French had ice skaters that were not very good, and the Russians did have good ice skaters. And in ice dancing, the opposite was true. The French had great ice dancers, and the Russians did not. And there was a Russian judge when the French ice dancers were skating. There was a French judge when the Russian ice skaters. So it was all lined up very well for the French and the Russians to work together. And there's a lot of evidence to show that that's probably what happened. So as I saw all of this and heard some other stories about what Didier had said after he knew that I had gone and talked to the International Skating Union, I began to be very concerned. His career was in jeopardy, everything that he was doing. So I was pretty scared at that point of who he was, what he was going to do. So I just didn't know really what I should be doing, but I didn't want the truth to come out.
One of the greatest legacies that the 2002 Utah Olympics left behind was bringing together nations and athletes from around the world.
Now, Wilson, what did the Olympics mean to you?
It means I get venues and stuff to go have fun and play at with friends and buddies.
What do the Olympics mean to you?
The Olympics to me are really cool because it brings together countries from all over the world into this one space to compete all of these different sports.